What's going on, everybody? TheKennyDubz here with another Mega Man X Dive video. In this video, I'm going to be going over a little bit about the DNA system, so let's jump into it. So we're on the character select screen. I'm looking at X on my Taiwan account because DNA is not yet in the global version, so I can't show it off there. But as you can see down here, all the way at the bottom, there is a button that says DNA code. So you're going to click on this. And then what is going to pop up is a different screen for the DNA. Now, there are three different kinds of DNA on the screen. We have the fixed DNA, which are a set of fixed DNA for each unit. Each unit will have their own fixed DNA. We have recombined DNA, which is going to be a set of 5 slots. And what you're going to do there is you're going to have to roll for specific sets of DNA. Then we have inherited DNA. And what inherited DNA does is it's going to let you link recombined DNA from another unit onto a unit of your choice. Now, let's start with the fixed DNA. Now, I mentioned earlier, each character is going to have their own set of fixed DNA, so every X is going to have these three. It's going to have Buster Adaptability, Electric Shock Amplification, and Maverick Hunter just off base. And in order for you to unlock the DNA, you're going to need something called DNA code, which is this item right here, and that's going to allow you to use character memories alongside the DNA code to unlock these new passives. Now, coming down here to the recombined DNA, largely the same as the fixed DNA up top, however, it's going to cost significantly less character memories for them. The caveat is that you have to roll for them. Now, as you can see here, I already have some DNA rolled on my X, and if you want to see what DNA you can roll on a unit for the recombined DNA, you can click this right here, and it will show you what the pool looks like for the DNA that you can potentially roll onto your units. Now, the first 3 slots have 12 passives for DNA. And the 13th slot, the 4th and 5th slot have a 13th unique passive depending on the unit, therefore. So for X, his unique passive is Buster Amplification 3, which further amplifies his damage when he has a Buster type weapon equipped. Now, just to show you an example of this, I'm going to go over to a unit that I don't have the recombined DNA unlocked on. So we're going to go over to Palette. And for Palette, I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click Recombine. And there you go. That's all it takes. You just need to make sure you have some memories and some DNA code available when you're doing this. I don't really like that passive on my palette, so let's say I want to re-roll it, I recombine, and I get a mobilized special attack. And again, that's basically all you do for the recombined DNA. And for the fixed DNA, it's largely the same. You click on it, analyze, get it unlocked, and now you have an additional passive on your units. Now, the inherited DNA is where I feel like it might trip a few people up. Now, for the inherited DNA, you're gonna need someone that already has recombined DNA unlocked. I have one unit with it unlocked, and that is my X. So I'm gonna click on X, and now you can see all of the recombined DNA that my X has available. Now, what you're gonna notice is on the left-hand side, it shows DNA code you can contain. It shows the name, the description, and then right next to that, it shows an icon with a percentage. That percentage is the chance of you passing that DNA onto the other character. Now, you also see an icon there. If I click on the icon, I use an item called the sequencing program. Now, the sequencing program is what allows you to increase the odds of that DNA passing over. I only have 9 sequencing programs right now because these are really, really hard to get. So if you're going to use your sequencing programs, hopefully use them on a character you really like because they're pretty hard to get. Now, something else you might notice is the further down the list you go, the smaller the percentage gets. And that's just because of the slots that you rolled the passives on. They just go down like this. The one in the first slot has the highest percentage chance, and then it goes down, second, third, and then so on and so forth. But you can increase your chances by using the sequencing programs for this. So let's just say I want to pass Palette on the mid-range boost. So I'm going to click this, use a sequencing program, and it's successful. Okay, cool. Now, the downside with this is that I can't connect X to anyone else while he's linked to Palette, but I can DNA break them in order to get X to link to someone else. So in this case, X is the donor, and Palette is the receiver. I'm using X to donate its passive to Palette. I think that's the easiest way to explain it so that people will understand it. And you can see here that Palette has the mid-range boost passive. If I want something else, I go reconnect, and then I click on a mobile special attack, and then I would do it again. I don't want to do it again because that was another sequencing program, and I don't have that many of them left right now, but hopefully that gives you a general idea of it. Now, something else that I have not gone over yet are how you unlock the fixed DNA, the DNA passives, or rather how they become available to you. So you might have noticed already by looking at the screen, it shows you what star rank you need to get a character's DNA unlocked. Now the first one, you need 1 star. The second one, you need 3 star. And then the third one, you need 5 stars for the fixed DNA. And then down below at the recombined DNA, it's a very, very similar thing. As you see here, it says 3 star, then 4 star, then 5 star. And just to illustrate this a little bit better, I came over to my first armor X just to show. You can see the first DNA unlocks at 1 star, second one at 3 star, and the third one at 5 star. And then for the recombined DNA, it's each sequential star rank you get on your unit, you unlock another recombined slot. Now, one thing I do want to note when using the DNA system is that depending on the rank of the unit, you will need more DNA code for that unit. So if we come over here, and I'm still on first armor X, if we look at the third fixed passive, it's going to take 5,000 DNA code for first armor X. However, we come over here to base X, a B rank unit, and it costs 500 DNA code to get his third DNA passive. So it's gonna fluctuate a little bit depending on the rank of the unit you're using for the DNA code, but with how powerful the DNA code is, I think that's a fair trade-off for the lesser units to need less DNA. All right, I think that wraps up just about everything I wanted to cover with the DNA system. Hopefully this did help you guys out. You understand the DNA system a little bit better. One more thing I want to mention is there is a Google Doc made by a community member by the name Ingsoc, I believe is how I pronounce it. They're an active member in the Discord, and they put together a Google Doc of the DNA passes of each character as they're released. So if you don't want to hop on the game and look at that, you can just look at the Google Doc. I'll have that link down below as well. And hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, be sure to drop a like, comment, or even subscribe. It helps channel out, helps me grow. It shows that you guys are enjoying the content, and I will see you guys next time. Later.